Mic check, mic check. What is up, guys? Guys, I'm just feeling hella good right now. This just hit me. I was thinking about this. I am 18 years old. I told my. So, alright, look. Alright, let me just tell you guys a little story real quick. So, I joined this CEO program, and I joined it, and this was like my first introduction into like business. Like, I didn't even know I wanted to be a business person before that. I just knew that like I wanted to do something, maybe something different than what people usually do. I knew that I just wanted something else for my life, But I didn't know what it really looked like. And then I started podcasting through the business. And then I started thinking, well, maybe college isn't for me, and because like at first I wanted to be a teacher, and I'm not gonna lie, part of it's because I realized that I was dumb, and I was really dumb. And then I don't know, because I took the ACT and I bombed. See, as a kid, like growing up, I went to public school at first, for my first through fifth years. And I mean, I breezed by, like we didn't really try, you know what I mean? Like it was public school, it didn't matter, you know what I mean? It was just stuff. But then I got hit with with sixth grade. I went to a private school, and it was out in the city too. So it was just like a huge change for me altogether. Because before I was in the suburbs, and all of a sudden now I'm in this place where I am like, I have homework now all of a sudden, like a lot of homework. Like before I didn't even do homework. Before, my teacher, she wouldn't even check our homework. She would walk by, and this is specifically math class, but she would walk by just to make sure that we did it, right? But she wouldn't collect it. She would just make sure we did it. Then she'd write a little check mark. Like, oh, good job. So I would make up our answers. I would literally put right before class, it would be, oh, x divided by 3 is, and I would put, like 3/5, or like I would just write random numbers, and I did it. She was cool with that. It didn't matter. But this school took it seriously, and I failed. I mean, like, this is the first time in my life that I've ever experienced school like this. Like, I was just, yeah, but anyway, like I had D's and stuff, and then eventually after a while, like I wouldn't say I started studying, but I kind of pretended to, maybe. I don't know. I put forth effort, or I started to realize that, yeah, okay, I'm being lazy as hell, and I need to kind of get myself together and kind of figure this thing out if I plan on, going anywhere. And then they pulled the permanent record trick on me, and it freaked me out, even though, whatever, it's BS. But, alright, so check this out, though. Check this out. So, I mean, this all happens, okay? So this all happens. And then I come into high school, where now I'm at a place, it's still a private school, but it's, way easier. Like, it's, like, my middle school was hard, classical style stuff, and it was difficult. It was a difficult school. But so I come to my high school, and I never studied before, and so I was just kind of like, oh, I mean, whatever. Like, I basically, what I'm saying is I just didn't really take it seriously. But then the very first test that I took in see, what class was that? Science class. It was like general science, just like, physical studies or something like that. Physical science. Yeah, physical science. And it was like the very first test, the very, very, very first test over anything important. And I got an A. And everyone in the class was like, "How'd you get an A?" First off, I mean, it was just easy as heck. It was just those people were lazy. But like, it's because I paid attention in the class. And that just like set me on this trajectory. I was like, holy crap, I got an A. And then I started thinking, I was like, huh, like, I got an A. I can do this. And then, so that whole year, I genuinely studied. Okay, so I put in to that class, something that I never did before. So I put in time and I put in effort and I studied for that class, and I was like I was second to the top student. The actually better student than me was this kid. I forgot his name, but anyway, whatever. But it was cool, and then like just the fact that I could do it just felt so good. And so then I started getting on this whole thing like, yo, if you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. And I started appreciating math, started getting into science and space, and I loved like all the theoretical physics stuff, and I started looking at gravity and started, thinking more in depth about this stuff. And that's whenever I started realizing that, dude, gravity is such BS. Like, no one really fucking knows what the hell gravity is. It's just all theories. It's like what the most common joke for theoretical physicists is that even if you claim that you know it, you don't know it. It's like you might know like a piece, or like you might see the math, but it's like to genuinely have an understanding of the math doesn't exist. That doesn't happen. People don't do it. I mean, not of the math, but like of the physical representation of the math. Like what exactly is going on here is we don't know it. And you have to understand is like that stuff is important whenever it gets into gravity, because it's not just observations. Now you're looking at how does gravity happen. You can observe gravity by dropping an apple, yeah, but you don't know what gravity is. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a difference. Come on, man, I'm about to die. Probably the last one. Alright. We'll do this. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, so I mean, I just started feeling so good. And like I said, going on this whole trajectory now, or like this whole path where it's like human beings, we can do anything, we're unstoppable, stuff like that. Like this is kind of where my whole perspective on humanity came from. But then the killer, what killed me, hold on, I just need to, I need to finish this, and then I'll be right back. My computer's actually about to die if I don't charge this up really quick. But so basically, I just got so confident, and I was actually like in the top, and then I took the ACT. And I got a 22. And it killed me. It just absolutely destroyed me. I felt so ashamed. I was disappointed. I was embarrassed. And I was like, wow. Okay. So what does that mean for me now that this has happened? Well, like this is everything really that I cared about for so long, that I was so for. And to be fair, I guess, now that I'm looking back, yeah, I didn't study so much. So, I mean, but again, I mean, that's just an excuse I can give myself. But still, at 22, like you would think without studying, I could get more than a 22, that's whenever I realized, there's a difference between memorizing information, which is what all I was doing throughout high school, and having genuine intelligence. And that's just something that I had to be honest with myself, and I didn't have that. I was sad. I was disappointed, and I was ashamed. I really thought I had it in me. But nevertheless, I gave up on being a professor in mathematics, and I still love it, and I still read a lot. Hold on, I'll be right back. Really, really quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. But anyway, so to finish my story, yeah, I mean, I was just so defeated, and it hurt a lot. It really did. I was, like I said, ashamed and embarrassed about everything that had happened, and yeah, man, I mean, it but again, it's like it's part of life, it just is what it is. So anyway, though, I was kind of figuring out me, and still where math and science kind of belonged in my life. And then I started to realize, it's like, well, I didn't start to realize. I joined that group, the CEO group, and we had to create businesses. And I was thinking about ideas, like what could a business for me be? Like what's something that can be profitable, da-da-da. I started listening to podcasts recently, like The Art of Manliness and then Jay Shetty, because I was still into like the self-growth type of stuff, self-awareness, and just developing in that kind of, we're good, in that area of my life, and yeah. And then I guess somewhere along the way, I just ended up deciding on the podcast route, and it wasn't a mistake. And here's where I put two together. So I have this podcast, and then at the same time, in this podcast, it's like, okay, I can have all these guests that I want. These guests have some piece of knowledge or information that they can give me that then I can share with everybody else. So it's like, in a way, one, I have the freedom to learn about whatever I want. And two, it's something that then I can kind of teach with other people. You know what I mean? Well, I'm not necessarily teaching, but I'm sharing this information to other people. And that's really what I can do because I'm not clever. I can't come up with all these crazy ideas, like Einstein and stuff like that. Like I realized before. Like I realized before, there's a difference between a clever person and a smart person. Or a clever person, or in the definition of smart, we often confuse a clever person and someone with a lot of information as being the same thing. I think being clever takes knowing information, like I've said, because I also think that coming up with creative and good ideas takes using old ideas to come up with new ideas. So I definitely think that's true. But there's something that I think is unique that I don't know yet if you can be born with. I think some people are just special in some kind of way, and that's against everything. Trust me, like that hurts me to say, but I really think it's true. Should have lost. But anyway, I decided on this podcast and this business, and that was senior year, kind of like the end of senior year. Whenever I kind of gave up on my vision of being a professor of math or theoretical physics, that was like junior year, right after the ACT. And also right after I took the government AP test, which in the AP class, I got an A on the final. And then in the actual AP test, I got a bad grade. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was very, very, very it was a 3. I got a 3 out of 5. So I was very disappointed in that. Very ashamed. It hurt a lot. Won't lie. But from there, then I was working on my podcast and I was planning on going to college for business, just 'cause whatever. That made the most sense, I guess. So I was gonna actually go to college for business. Just more so to keep people happy, 'cause if I even entertained the idea of not going to college, people would be like, "Oh, no, that's a huge mistake." Like, that's so taboo to not go to college. Like, people don't respect that at all. But nevertheless, it's. I ended up making that decision, and I was looking for ways because I knew that I just can't be broke. You know what I mean? I can't. All right, so I guess whenever it first hit me, well, I took a vacation my grandpa took me on a trip to Ireland, and so that was like my first experience, and that was actually junior year. That was my first experience of something outside of myself, and it got me addicted. I was like, this is something new. This is fresh. And there's some, I didn't know this existed. So I kind of fell in love with this whole idea of exploration. And then so I mean I think that's just where it originated from. But where it kind of took off was with I had got, let's see, I was working at Starbucks. Okay, so at Starbucks, I kind of had this idea about real estate in my head, and it kind of just got stuck in there. It was something that I was thinking about. I didn't know about. I guess it wasn't so serious, but something that it was there. It was just a thought. I didn't know how long it was gonna take. Oh, but this too. This real quick. Right before I left high school, I told my high school teacher, my math teacher, who I respected a lot. One, because I loved math, and she taught me calculus, which is something that I can genuinely say is life changing. I respect and love calculus so much. I think it's special. It's just so crazy that someone came up or could figure this stuff out. Didn't come up with it because I think it's natural. You know what I mean? But that's a different conversation. But what was I saying though? But yeah, I mean, just it really did change my life and my perspective on things. Hold on. Oh man, me and my girl, we just exchanged gifts for Christmas. She got me this vitamin water. It's so good. I'm working on trying to control my voice more and relax it more because I can feel it tightening up. So it's good to just kind of like sit back for a second and just like, you know what I mean? Let it relax. And at the same time, like I get drowned out sometimes whenever this happens. But anyway, but this is what, like, I'm just so excited because it's like all these things all together, and I said I want to be financially free by 2022. I told that to my teacher at the end of high school. And here I am in, I don't know, whatever time it is. But here I am making it happen. Like really, here I am almost about to buy a house. About 3 months or so away from buying my first property. Okay? This is my first property. 3 months away from buying this. Hopefully. That's crazy. And then once I go from there, what's next? Where am I going next? I think I know. I think I have an idea. It's that first property. I get someone in it. I get that rent. And eventually I get my second property. I have my second property. I get that rent. Now I'm making money enough to cover my job that I have now. So that'd be like $21,000 a year. Not bad. I mean, that's really not that bad. Especially for the lifestyle that I want to live. Like, really, I just want to explore, travel, meet people. So I mean, it's anyway, but like, look, like, I'm about to have my first property. I'm 18 right now, dude. I graduated high school not even 12 months ago, more like six or so months ago. That's unbelievable. This is something like no one knew would be possible. People went to high school or they thought, oh, well, I mean, I'll probably just, just be sitting around for a while. A lot of people buy their first property at like 21, if they're going down this route. But it's like, dude, I have this opportunity. This is about to happen for me. This is like, I mean, this is just so unbelievably crazy for me. Oh, you son of a bitch. How can you just do that to me right away? This is so annoying. But anyway, I was just thinking about that. Like, I'm going to be 18 with my own property. Like, I try not to be so braggadociously, I don't know, whatever. Like, I try to be sensitive because, I don't know, whatever. But, like, that's something that I can be proud of myself for. Like, I'm proud of the fact that, I've gotten my life in order. Like, not even a month ago did I think this would happen this quick. In my head, I didn't even know this was possible this quick. I thought this would be something like, oh man, I'm just pushing. Like, I know it's going to happen. I just don't know when. Here I hear about this. I hear about that. It was just one conversation with one person, and she told me about Rocket Mortgage, Quicken Loans. And all of a sudden, I'm like, holy crap, okay, I'll try that out. And then it's like, I'm afraid, okay? I'm afraid to just talk to someone. Like, it's scary to just get on the phone and have a conversation with these people, right? But you just keep doing it. You just keep taking steps. It just keeps happening somehow. It's like it just keeps going forward, and you don't even know what you're doing. It's like your legs just keep moving, and you're just there along for the ride. You know what I mean? It's that's shitty. Really, you're just along for the ride. but it just keeps going. I mean, that's just so beautiful, man. Like, I can't get over. I can't believe it. I really can't. It's crazy that all this has happened for me, and I'm thankful. I'm grateful for all the opportunities and whatnot. And I'm excited for what's next. I can't wait to really get my life moving in the direction that I want to take it. But man, I just cannot wait, to get this home. And this is gonna be my first property. I cannot wait. It's unbelievable. But anyway, from there it'll probably be I don't know, maybe another I'm just trying to think, because I said my goal is 2022 to be financially free, which is 100% possible. Like, I'm not doubting myself at all. Like, I believe in me, but just running the numbers, I could make. So my loan is somewhere around 800, 900. I could rent out the property for, I could rent out this property for 1,100, probably, hopefully. The one that I'm looking at, if I get that one. Because I still need to get connected to an agent first. But once I do, and I'm chilling, I'll be rocking that, and then I'm still gonna work, and it's a 30-year mortgage, and if I have someone paying for the other one and paying me a little bit, then all I really need to do is get to $20,000 for the down payment, and then just take out another loan. You know what I mean? And then that's the trick, by the way. That's how like, what are they called? That's how these people, for example, what are they called? Like, that's one trick that people will do to look broke on paper whenever, like, technically they have a lot of money, but it's not technically money that they have. It's more like money that they control. You know what I mean? Like, Jeff Bezos doesn't actually have, I don't know, X $100 in his bank account. It's more like he controls that sum of money, right? So there's a big difference. But yeah. Anyway, I forgot to set a timer, so I have no idea how long this episode has been. I just feel like it might have been 45 minutes already. But man, I was just feeling so good. Like, just the fact that I'm really doing this, Even this podcast, like, I've already made $5 off of this podcast. Redbubble starts selling t-shirts. My music is starting to go a little bit. It kind of sounds silly, but my music, I've actually made like 14 cents, which is crazy to me. Like I said, it sounds silly, but that's an accomplishment to me. That's something that I just didn't think would ever be happening. So I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of what I built here, and I'm proud of the fact that this is strong. I have probably about like 5 strong listeners right now. So to you guys, I appreciate that for sure. And I know some episodes can be slow, you know what I mean? Like, I get that. And also, it's like, there isn't really like a topic of this podcast too. It's more just like me talking and rambling about whatever it is at that moment, you know what I mean? And a lot of times it could be like the same conversation, which I get too. Like, I listen to Joe Rogan. I think one thing that I would critique about Joe Rogan is that his podcast is like the same conversation sometimes. Like, a lot of times it's about he talks about social media or the tribalism that people get into, and that stuff can get old. Like, I 100% understand. Like, that stuff can get really old really quick. Like, sometimes you're just tired of talking about all the bad things, And that's actually one thing I've been thinking about with my podcast too. Like, do I just talk about, problems all the time? Because it's a good world, you know what I mean? Like, I actually don't think that we have a lot of problems. I think rather we have a lot of good things. It's just our perspective on life and what we've had, you know what I mean? That it's like, it makes us think that everything is bad. Like, just for example, it's for me, I was afraid. I was so scared of everything because I didn't know, I guess, what my future looked like, and I thought there would be a lot of debt, and I thought it would take forever to get money or get anywhere to buy assets. Now I think I'm actually starting to realize that, yeah, no, man, it's not that difficult. It's like, I saved up for, I don't know, X amount of years, and here I am, I think, about to take that step, really about to go push forward into something that's like genuinely going to advance the quality of my life to a completely whole nother level. Man, I just cannot wait. Like, I cannot wait for this. I believe in it. I see it. I see the road, I see it all happening. I'm excited for it. Like, I feel like Conor McGregor right now, just like calling out stuff, stuff that I know is gonna happen, stuff that I believe. This is looking bad. We're going to heal up because I ain't doing none of this BS that he's about to pull. But man, I just like, can you believe that? I'm 18 years old right now. Just to think that I could have what I have, you know what I mean? That this could really be something, something that is going to give me the freedom that I've been striving for, that I've dreamed of and put together, pieced together in my head for all these years, Like, wow. I'm really confident. I feel incredible. And I know I keep saying this, but that's how I feel, man. I'm just excited, that's all. I'm just really excited. And also, this is so fun. Like, I never want to stop doing this. I know about this guy's BS. Go ahead, do your thing. I don't care. About to heal it just in case. You know what? I think it's also BS. I don't think whenever he attacks, it just hurts. Man, can you believe the possibilities, man? Can you believe possibilities. I don't see, like, one thing that I struggle with is to me it's like I get that some people don't have the opportunities that I have, and that I'm blessed with everything that I'm blessed with. But at the same time, it's like, now that I'm really seeing it, I think we're being told the wrong story. I don't think it's that I'm not blessed, or wait, hold on. I don't think that other people aren't blessed like I am. I think it's people are told the wrong story, and somehow I just got lucky. Like, it's not even my fault. I just got lucky that I kind of figured out that, one, college was the option, and two, there's more for me, more that I can have. And then just through research, and seeing that, the way is actually through real estate, you know what I mean? And so I think I realized like people are just told the wrong story. But I don't know. But I think I'm going to cut it off right here. This is a good episode, man. This is a lot of passion, I think, that I just got out. Also, I'm just working on relaxing, and I think I'm really getting this together. Just the relaxation, being able to be more comfortable in my voice. Dude, for the first time ever, I looked at myself in high school, and I was looking at myself, I'm kind of an attractive guy. Like, I think I look good, Like, I actually think I look pretty good. But anyway, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode of the Drop Podcast. And I just want to say, if you guys ever want to, or if you guys want to support me in any type of way, which, well, one, I just want to say you guys already do, like, just by listening is already the biggest thing. But I mean, if you want to financially, which is always great, I would never be upset about money. Another thing that you guys could do is just if you go to my website at joshuatbryan.com, there's a place you can donate, or join a Patreon. And yeah, I mean, trying to think about what else. I always close off with two things, but I always forget one of them. So I mean, you can financially support, but really the best thing that you can do if you really want to help is simply by sharing the podcast. Word of mouth is the biggest way that podcasts grow. And I like to keep this pretty clean too, so yeah, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. And I guess with that all being said, I am going to check you guys as soon as I get outside and run through the forest. Go up, down, right, down, left, down, right, up, down, boom. By the way, this game, how incredible is this game? But anyway, so with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will check you guys next time. See ya.